All right, good evening. Here we go. That's right, y'all. It's story time. You know what time it is. We're coming to you one more time. We got a good one for you, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we got a good one. We have Joy tonight. We have Miss Alicia. Alicia, it's your time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I thank you so much for being here. We just absolutely are excited to have you here tonight. We're doing a late night show tonight, y'all. We're doing a late night show. Some of you may catch us tonight, and some of you may come in and just do the replay. So I want to thank you so much. My name is Crystal Bodie Smith. I am your Hope Catalyst. You know that my mission is to stir up the gift, instill hope, and save lives. And we come to you with story time. This is where people are checking in from all over the world, and they are connecting through their stories. Every single one of us has a story. And tonight we're going to hear from a Joyful Connections coach. Her name is Alicia, and I am so excited. Good evening, Alicia. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. You can call me my middle name. I go by Joy. Everybody knows me as that. I use my middle
Everybody knows
name.
you as Joy.
Yes. Yep.
Joy.
Yep.
And you
Yep.
have been spreading a lot of that on the internet, Miss Joy. So
Thank you.
welcome to Story Time tonight, Joy.
Thank you for
Are you
having
feeling
me.
good this evening? What time is it in your time zone?
It is 11:01. I'm in it's in the Eastern time. I'm in Cincinnati. So Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay, so we are in the same time zone. So
Yes.
Joy, let the people know a little bit, because everybody hasn't met Joy like I have. Tell the people a little bit about who is Joy, where you're from, and a little bit about the little girl, Miss Joy.
Oh wow. She's still in there. Hi everybody. I'm so happy to be here tonight with you all. My name is Joy Harris, and I am from Toledo. I was born and raised in Toledo, Ohio, to two wonderful Christian parents, and I have four brothers. And I grew up just in a regular, neighborhood where my mom stayed home with us every day. My dad worked for United Parcel, and we just had a normal, fun family. We had so much fun and love in our home. That's what I was shaped and molded in. And I have so many beautiful memories. My both parents are both deceased now, so I am here carrying their torch and taking up where they left off, because they were the greatest humanitarians. They were so wonderful, and they cared about people's lives, and they cared about how people felt and people's well-being, as I do. So I grew my family, all of my brothers, we're kind of the same way, but I kind of took a deeper liking for just seeing people thrive. So anyway, I grew up and I went to high school, and I didn't go to college. I went to beauty college, and I was a hairstylist for 30 years, and and a hair colorist also. And also I was a food caterer. I did that kind of work too. Everything was always in service and serving people. But then due to an injury of my back, my spine, due to the wear and tear of that career, I was forced to make some really tough decisions. And I had a lot of things going on. I had a sick mother. My parents both passed away. But my mom passed in 2013. And after that, things kind of went a downward spiral for me, health wise, my back and different things. So I just had a lot of things going on. I was going through a divorce. I had a son to raise. I have a 24-year-old son now. And life just kind of took a turn, as all of our lives do at times. But me being a person that don't like to stay down, I could just come back up fighting and get that much even more stronger. So
Yeah.
2021, I had to make a decision to retire. My doctor made it for me because my back is just not conducive with being the stylist and all that bending and standing. So I had to make that decision. And, I didn't struggle over it because I knew I had a higher calling. And the higher calling is for me to, instead of decorating the outside or doing people's hair and making them look beautiful on the outside, I wanted to delve more into the internal part of people because in my chair, basically you're doing coaching. I was life coaching there for free as an added service. So I just decided I wanted to do something different and answer the call that I have been running from because I have a way with helping people become their best selves as I'm doing the same.
Wow. So let me ask you this. I remember having a conversation with you once where you talked about your name. You told me a story about when your father gave you the name Joy. There was a story behind that. What was that story?
Well, they said when we get our first daughter, we're going to name when we finally get a daughter, because it was two boys first, they said we're going to name her Kelly Danielle. But they said when they did actually have a daughter born, because back then they didn't tell you, you just got what you got. It was a surprise. You didn't get all the ultrasounds and all that. So my dad, they decided to give me the name Alicia, is my first name, which means truth and noble. And then they gave me the middle name of Joy, which is a fruit of the spirit, and like from the scripture where it says, weeping endureth for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. So I
Joy
always
cometh
know,
in the morning.
yeah,
And listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in any social media website, especially Instagram, you know that joy comes in the morning, the noon, and the nighttime. Because when she comes on camera, she is spreading that joyful light. So
thank
all
you.
throughout the day, you see joy if you come into contact with this young lady.
Thank
And I know that the first time I met you, uh, you were very energetic, you were very positive, and it was a great experience. It was a great experience. And
thank
I
you.
didn't even know at the time that you did any type of coaching. So
Hmm.
before we talk about your coaching career, you said something. You said, I help fix up the outside of people. And now
Hmm.
you're kind of doing the inside. So let's talk about that for a minute. You
Okay.
were people with their image, and you also said you were doing free counseling while they were sitting in the chair.
All the time.
How did all that come about, and did that have anything to do with your decision to become a life coach?
You know what? I don't know. Some people didn't even come to me for getting their hair done. They just wanted to come talk to me. It was just something about it. I'm just really easy to talk with. I don't judge people. I'm a good listener. And I didn't think that would transcend into a life coach because I really didn't know enough about it. And I also had the mindset of thinking that to be a life coach or any therapist, that your life had to be perfect and mine wasn't perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I was going through so many trials. So I think that's what took me so long to jump off into that was like God kept nudging me, like, and I think it's been time for me to retire from here, but I was holding on to it because that's all I did. That's what I did. But then it got to where I just couldn't do it anymore. And it kind of forced me to answer that call. But I love how people love how I've helped them problem solve and help them to navigate their way through issues that they haven't. I'm just really good at problem solving, even for
Mm-hmm.
myself. And it just like all the time they would just come and they would feel so much better and they would come back and they would just be different and like I feel so much better. And I've had some of my hair clients, their husbands would come and bring me flowers and I was like, what is this for? They said, you don't know me, but my wife comes to you and I just want to thank you. You've been really helping our marriage. This is in my hair in a salon. So, because the ladies talk to me and I give them pointers. I'm like, your husband, these women that will be in a rut or, I don't want to do this or I say, you have to do this. Like I was a therapist, like a natural born therapist for them. And so they would do those things that I, kind of talk to them about. And they would go home and they would see the difference. They would come back and say this much, things are getting better. So I just was like, I want to do that, do something like that on a deeper level like that of, beautifying the inside because I was hearing a lot of brokenness in my chair. I'm hearing ladies, their self-image, their self-esteem was shot, confidence is shot. And I started feeling like I wasn't authentic. I'm just dressing them up and they look gorgeous, Halle Berry looking and all that. But then they leave out with the same brokenness inside. So that I started not really enjoying what I was doing on top
Right.
of the wear and tear because it felt
So,
like it wasn't authentic sometimes for me.
so when did the light bulb go off? When did the decision get made? Like, you know what? I want to be a life coach. I want to empower people. I want to be that catalyst to show up and help people to recognize their own value and their own worth. When did that
Hmm.
happen? In 2021? Was it in the middle of the night? Was you sitting there in the chair doing somebody's hair? How did it come to you, and what were you doing when it did?
I'm gonna tell you, I was having just some different medical things going on in my legs. I was having a circulation issue. I was in wound care for like 2.5 years because I had all these wounds on my leg. So it forced me to have to sit down, and that was God sitting me down because I always tended to stay busy so that I can kind of outrun the things that was happening in my life. But it's like God was like sat me down where I couldn't do nothing. I had to sit, had to be off work for like 18 weeks. And during that time, it was like 2020. It was still 2020. During that time, I just sat there and I got a chance to work on some residual things that I was dealing with, some residual things of my parents dying and just different things. It brought up a lot of things. And through those things coming up and me dealing with those and hashing them out, just me and God by myself, it birthed the plan of, I'm like, you know what, I need to answer that. I want to be some kind of a therapist, some kind of counselor, something. And so when I moved, so when I couldn't do hair anymore, I said, why stay here in Toledo? It just seemed like I think I had outdone everything that I could do there. So my son and I birthed the plan and we just sat, we didn't tell anybody and we just prayed about it. And we just took a major leap of faith. I was unemployed at the time, but we took a major leap of faith because I have a crazy faith. And so we just took a leap of faith and took money that we had saved up. We had saved up $10,000 between us both. And we just took a leap of faith and moved. And when I got here to Cincinnati, the first day, everything just started falling in place. It's like blessings were dropping out of the sky. It was amazing. And I knew I had made the right move. So I wanted to go to coaching. Go ahead. Hmm.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
good. So
Yeah.
you got a confirmation after you made the decision. A lot of
Yeah.
times we do things and we're not sure. So you saw a confirmation that made you feel good. So do you
Yes.
remember that first client? Do you remember
Yes.
that first client? How you felt with the first client? How rewarding was it? Was you scared when you had to help that first person? What was that experience like for you as a life coach?
I wasn't afraid at all. I went to school and I graduated in June this past year. And when I graduated from school, it's like immediately I was actually coaching some of the students in my cohort. I was coaching a guy who was way in Africa because we were all connected on Zoom, and I was coaching them as practice, but they were getting a lot out of it. So I started doing that. But when I got my real first client, she probably almost needed a therapist because she was had suicidal tendencies and stuff, but I was able to help her just through talking to her and just being there for her, and which led to her to go to a therapist. But when I get the feedback and I see them have their aha moments and I reframe things and I sit and I help them paint a different picture of what they're seeing, which also helps shift their mindset. It's a beautiful thing. It's like so rewarding. It's like when I'm off the call with them, I feel like I really did something. I'm like, that's one more human that's on their way in their journey to healing, and that they've decided to show up for themselves to start the healing process. Because that's the first stage is just showing up for yourself, making a decision. I'm going to show up for myself. I deserve to be better.
Now, you said something earlier. You said, I thought that I had to have my stuff, I had to be perfect in
Yes.
order to be a life coach. That's interesting because a lot of times when people have to get someone to coach them, we have to find the right style of a life coach that matches us, because
Hmm.
we all are different. So, what type of life coach are you, and what type of client is normally attracted to you?
I'm very nurturing. I'm very nurturing, and I have and the way that I nurture them and the way I come and something with my voice with them, it just brings them automatically in. And I mean, I get men, how hard it is sometimes for some men to open up. But for some reason, I have this way. I don't know if it's a mother in me or whatever, but I have this way where I have this ability that I can just get right to their heart and get to the heart of the matter, and they easily sit down and talk and they just bring things out, and then all the emotions come out. They're easy, feel comfortably being vulnerable with me for some reason. And I provide a non-judgmental atmosphere, virtually. And I also listen. I'm an active listener, and I listen to them, let them process and talk, and then I ask open-ended questions and curious questions and thought-provoking questions, which helps draw out more, from them. Because we don't give advice as a life coach. We don't. That's not what we do. That's what therapists do. What a life coach does is totally the client's lead. The client gets to pick what they want to talk. They bring the topic they want to talk about, and with through my questioning, the answers are already within all of us. We just need someone to ask the right questions to bring it out. And when they say it in the atmosphere to themselves, then they're like, okay, and that helps them learn how to problem solve for themselves and everything.
Okay, I don't know what's going on over here with my pad, so y'all excuse me because I need to fix this because I'm not liking what I'm seeing. I'm like
Hmm.
looking at that like, what is that?
Hmm.
Okay, so men. So many times they don't want to open up. So that's amazing that they are seeing you online and coming to you
They do.
and opening up and you're able to reach them. That's a good thing. So could you give other ladies any type of pointers on ways that they can get their significant others or their husbands or brothers or dads to open up just based
Hmm.
on your experiences with them?
Yes, I can. I feel like with us women, and saying us women, we need to, it would be so beneficial. And I'm not going to say what we need to because everybody needs different things, but it would be so beneficial to men, whether it's black, white, and it doesn't matter what race, for us to provide atmosphere and an environment for them just within ourselves that they feel that they can come to us and talk to us without us freaking out or trying to tell them how to feel. We need to provide a dialogue with them to know that they can take their Superman suit off and their Superman cape off when they leave their jobs and when they come home into the realm of your home. There should be nothing off that they can't talk off limits that they can't talk about. Even if you have to learn how to nurture them and let them let a man have some men have trouble, that they've had growing up with their moms. So sometimes it's like we got to we don't have to be their mom, but we have to provide a loving environment for them where they can feel nurtured and they can feel not like they're weak because they come and they cry to us about, they let emotion out. They should feel safe to do that. And then during the fight or anything or disagreement, for us to swear to never weaponize what they've told us. That's what I find that women do a lot because the men that come to me say that their wives will throw it when they're in their face later during the fight if they're angry, and make them, and that's what makes them close down even more. And it makes them shut down and not talk. So we can't do that.
Wow. Now, same question, opposite sex. What
Mm-hmm.
about what a man the best way to communicate with women? Because now we don't have a problem with sharing our feelings, but
Mm-hmm.
we tend to do it from an emotional place.
Mm-hmm.
Men come from a logical place more so, and you tell me if you agree, but men tend to come from a logical place and women tend to come from an emotional place. So I would ask you the same question. Do you have a suggestion for the males on how they can reach the women in their lives?
Mm-hmm. I feel like for the men, what I see when I coach my ladies and when I hear from them also, and it's even my personal experience, it's been a thing where, sometimes if we're feeling sad or if we're feeling emotional, don't, pass us off as we're being like a bitch or whatever. Sometimes we have things that we just need our man to make us feel safe because that's what our dads did, or that's what a job of a dad does. If we had one, even if we didn't, we still need that kind of safety feeling, that safety net, and to feel comforted. Sometimes the man can't fix our issue that's going on, but just him having understanding and him not taking like a parent tone, with us, or like a harsh tone, that makes it really hard. Like, and sometimes we deserve that because I know how sometimes we can get mouthy, but sometimes we just really, it just comes from we're basically crying out because we just maybe just simply want a hug from you or just want a little more of your time, away from just you to choose her. And like, even if it's like you got to stop a movie or something for a minute just to hear us, we just want to be heard also and want to be comforted in a different way emotionally, like being held or something like that. 5 minutes of that would do a big major trick, on things, make things so much better sometimes.
Wow.
It does.
George, let me ask you this question because some people may not know. They may be listening and they may hear all the things you're suggesting, but Tell our audience what exactly is the purpose of a life coach. Like, how do they know if they even need a life coach? Some people may be like, well, I don't need a life coach. I mean, you have counselors, you have therapists, you have life coaches. What is the difference? What is the purpose of a life coach?
Life coaches really are like like when someone goes to a therapist, they need to go back in time to figure out things like back into their past. And life coaching really is for the people who've already done that work and now they need someone to help them kind of reorganize their life. And kind of when they feel stuck and they feel stagnant, like their life isn't moving, they need somebody to kind of help be an accountability partner for them, hold them accountable to things, and set different tones, give them tools how to navigate, set healthy boundaries, for themselves. Like if you're a people pleaser, we help people to learn how to not feel like they have to do that. People please. We help people. Life coaches help people to embrace who they really are on the inside authentically and not have to show up to their life as an imposter and being fake and being something they're not. And then they go home and they're somebody totally different. We help you to be unapologetically yourself and
Wow.
and
Come
we give
over
you
a
a place
little
to be
bit because
vulnerable.
I want to see all that here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come over a little bit more. Come over. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Look at that.
okay.
I want to see all that. I want
You're
to see
so
all
cute.
that. Good.
Thank you.
So you are building self-esteem too. You're building
Yes.
self-esteem in the process. You're building confidence, and you're giving them honest feedback. And if someone wanted to know if they would be a good client for you, what's the criteria? I mean, is there certain questions they need to ask themselves that kind of says, okay, you're ready. You need a life coach.
What I do is I have a discovery call, a 30-minute discovery call, and I do that complimentary to see if we're a good fit or if a life coach is what you need. Sometimes we can start coaching and different things may come up, and then I may have to refer you out and say, you need a therapist at this time. So, they would have to maybe go back to that route and then deal with certain issues that life coaches aren't trained to handle. And then you can come back and the life coach kind of helps you put your life back together, like reinvent yourself. That's what we do, give you tools to use when we can't talk to you, how to navigate issues without having to have someone over you. It really gives you your power back having a life coach, because it gives you the power to say, I can problem solve for myself. I just got stuck for a minute, or life that had me life and had me not able to figure out things because of being overwhelmed with their own life. So it kind of, a life coach kind of helps them navigate their way in order to get back to themselves and thrive, in their lives again.
Now, I know when I looked up and looked into the life coaching, it appears that there's a lot of benefits of using a life coach.
Mm-hmm.
It causes behavior changes, and it better habits.
Mm-hmm.
And it so are there some particular ones that you focus on for your clients, on certain benefits that you focus on that you let your clients know if they come through your program afterward, these are things that they may see as a change of behavior?
Mm-hmm. Yep, we do a lot of, I do it when in my practice, I help them with their mindset. I do a lot of mirror work for them. I have them do mirror work because sometimes we get so busy, we don't even look at ourselves. We see ourselves, but we don't look at ourselves. So I have them do mirror work exercise, which I have them just even, and I have them look in the mirror, just say something nice to yourself. That builds self-confidence and self-esteem from the inside out. It makes you get back to that self-love of yourself because you're saying nice things to yourself and you're looking at yourself for all that you are. And then you look at yourself and, I do have good things. I have to pick out attributes on their face that they like. What do you say to your mirror? I have them say things to themselves in the mirror, those type of things, and it helps. That builds confidence, and all of a sudden they just wake up. They're more happier. It's like because the more positive you put in, it's going to snuff out the negative things, the negative stinking thinking that we can tend to have about ourselves, self-doubt, not feeling like we measure up, like we're enough. And so the more positive things you do and say for yourself, and even taking an hour for yourself in the morning or in the evening, just to spend with yourself, whether you spend it reading, polishing your nails, reading something, saying affirmations to yourself, listening to music, is you got to pour in because you can't pour from an empty cup.
Oh my goodness, they say that a lot. So, Joy,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of different kinds of life coaches. I know
Mm-hmm.
people that generally do. You said mindset. You said your mindset. Did I hear you say mindset?
The mindset, but
Because you know there's
I'm an
okay.
empowerment coach. I
Okay.
empower people to show up for themselves. I empower people to say the word no, exercise saying no. I empower them to set standards for themselves without feeling like they're feeling guilty because they're doing self preservation. I teach them it's not selfish to protect yourself and to not have access. Everyone have access to you all the time. It's okay to deny access sometimes in order
Love
to
it.
preserve
Love
more
it.
of yourself.
I say that a lot too.
Yes.
But the access, man. Don't give everybody so much access. And the power in the no. That is so so good. We have to
Mhm.
know how to stop, you know, overextending ourselves. That's what that
Mhm.
is. So
Mhm.
is there an age group that people need to start doing coaching?
You mean a client's coming or
Yeah,
someone
yeah, yeah.
who
Like is there a particular
anybody
age
can
group? Because
come.
like, is it better to start at a younger age or older age? Is there an age group that is more effective for life coaching?
No, because it just depends. The age of understanding is good enough. Like I help teenagers, who may be going through bullying. That's going to help them how to navigate, how to deal with those things, how to counteract some of that stuff. Just to give them the confidence so that their confidence and self-esteem isn't destroyed because they're encountering some bad things happening at school with bullies. I help men. It's no set time. It kind of depends on when you are in certain seasons of your life where you feel like, man, my life is going downhill, or I'm a life after a divorce. I help people who have life after divorce who need to learn how to pick the pieces back up to rebuild their life. I help those types of people. I have guys who are like in business, and they show up the business stuff, but then the inside they have little boy issues that they haven't healed yet. I help those type of men. So I help men, I help women, I help teens, and if they have a coachable topics, and when they bring it to me, then we can work on those things. We pick one thing at a time. When they first come, I say, "What do we want? What's ailing you today? What's the thing that you want to work on today? What's bothering you today, right now?" And then we'll start from that session, and we'll make a session out of that. And then next time we'll tackle something else they bring. So they bring the topics. The client is in total control. I'm just a guide and a catalyst and a vessel that's coming through for them.
Wow.
hmm
So it's a private session. Do you do any group sessions?
I'm going to eventually get into doing those. Right now, I'm working with another lady who has a group online on IG, and she has women who've been just through things. Some of them been battered, some of them been through different things. So I'm collaborating with her. She's been sending them to me, and I wanted to do that as a gift to them, just to see them thrive. It's 4 women, so I've been helping them on me, just from my heart, because I want to see them win, and then those people go tell other people about me. So it's all working like that. They're getting something they need, and I get a chance to get more in tune with them, just to help them and even get more better able listening to their issues that they've had, and that may help me help other women that come through my practice too. So
Oh,
I've
that's
been doing
very
that.
good. That's
hmm
very good.
Yeah, and they
So
are really flourishing too. It's such a beautiful thing to watch them. Their moods are coming up. They're dressing better, and they're just feeling better about themselves. I love that. It's such a great
excellent.
rewarding. hmm
So do you have any upcoming workshops, classes, or special deals, anything for clients coming up that you want to let the people know about?
I'm creating a package now because people can pay for their services per session, or they can do like 3 pack. So I'm gonna come up with a really great price, because I want people to come in, and since it's January going into spring and everybody's made new like resolutions and new things, I want to make it affordable for them to come. And then I'm gonna do like a 3 package deal, and I haven't come up with the fee yet, but I'll be letting you know that, and you can pass it on, or they can reach me in my DMs, and I'm going to make it like that so it's more affordable too for people to come, because I want people to experience having a life coach, because it really is beneficial. It's like you have somebody to help you problem solve, and then we could be thinking one thing about something, but a life coach kind of puts a different spin on it, and
Right.
just kind of reframes it for you, and then they see it like, oh, okay. Because a lot of times people interpret things so differently than what really it is, and it helps to have a life coach kind of diagnose that and kind of help shift their mindset on to see it through a different lens. So
So
I'm going
have
to be
you had a
adding that.
life coach before?
Huh?
Have you had a life coach before?
You know what? I've been my own life coach. That's why I'm pretty good at it. I've had, I had parents from my counsel. Well, since they're not here, I've always been really good, even from like even a teenager, in problem solving, because it comes with getting to really know yourself. And I've spent quite a bit of time alone as even a young girl and everything. I love my alone time, so that way it helps me get to know myself. So I know what I need and I know what I don't need. So I'm a self-motivated person. I'm more of a self-motivated person. But I've been through body dysmorphia, I've been through divorce. So it helps me, like, I can relate on a lot of different levels with other people because I've actually went through it and came through it good myself and got my things rebuilt. So that's why I like to help other people do it, since I've learned how to do that. So I like to teach them how to do it.
So, Joy, let me ask you this: what is the one thing that you hear over and over and over again that seems to have people bottled up, and it's the same thing? You hear different versions, but it comes down to that one thing. What's the one thing that you hear the majority of the time that people tend to be dealing with, that they need life coaching about?
You know what? It all comes with people not setting boundaries. They're not setting boundaries, and then they're overwhelmed with their life. They're like, everybody comes to me. I'm always like the strong person. Well, you put yourself in that position because you don't know how to say no. So it's setting boundaries and using those two letters, no, and realizing that those two letters, words, no, is a complete sentence. No is no. There's nothing else needs to be added unless you want to. So once people start learning how to say no, that and setting boundaries, that creates more time for them to work on themselves. But when you're everything to everyone and nobody's nothing to you, you don't have time to work on yourself. So I'm finding a lot of people are not, they pour so much love into family members and friends and everyone, but they need to pour some of that same love into themselves. That's what I did too.
You said when you're everything to everyone, but nobody's nothing to you.
I
That's
say,
deep.
I always say, yep. I always say I'm everything to everybody, but no, but nothing. Nobody's nothing to to me. Nothing to myself. Yeah.
So people have to find a way to put themselves first.
You have to put yourself first. Just like if you're on an airplane and they sell you the plane, go, whatever, the oxygen, they say do yourself first and then get your neighbor. You have to do that in your life too.
Wow, that's true.
You hear them say that all the time. So yes, you
So the
have to
people
say
can
this.
get a free discovery call with you. Do you prefer for them to reach out to you on any particular platform? Because you're on all of them, right? Are you on all the platforms? Tell the
Um,
people what platforms you're on and what is your name on all the platforms.
Yes, on Facebook it's under my first name, Alicia Joy Harris. On Instagram is Joyful Connections Life Coaching, and I name my business that because I like people to stay joyfully connected to themselves. Because I figure happiness comes and goes, but joy is something that is more internal, and it stays. You still have that inner joy even when turmoil or storms are happening in your life. Still stay connected to that joy. So that's what I do. That's why I name my business that. And then also, I just got on TikTok. That's Joyful Connections Life Coaching also. And then I also have a business phone number. It's right here. Let me give it to them if they want.
Okay.
Yep, I have a business
So,
phone number. Yep, they
okay.
can call me. And I have a Calendly schedule. Like when you guys want to make an appointment with me, I'll have
Mhm.
you leave me your number, your name and number on my DMs, and then I'll email you my Calendly schedule where you can book your own
What is
time.
your calendar? What is that link?
I have to, it's in the link tree and all that stuff. Like there's none on my website because my website is being recreated because it's not linking to it. So I'll just send it to them
Okay.
and I'll send it to them. All I have to do is email
Okay.
it to them. And my
Okay.
phone number is 513
Mhm.
400
Mhm.
4917, and that's my business phone. So if someone wants to, I'll send them my Calendly schedule, and then I can call them, or they can call me on that schedule. They'll let me know that it's a client, and then we can do a discovery call or set up one for you to see if we would be a good fit for each other, or if you need a coach, or if you would need a therapist.
Okay, so they can call the schedule at that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me
Yep. Yep.
put that up there so you can see that. I will put that on here on the
Yes.
screen for you guys
Yes.
so you can see that how you can
Mhm.
reach Miss Joy,
Yep.
because it's important that you follow up. A lot of times, sometimes we look at things, but we do not follow up. So we want to give
Mm-hmm.
you a way to follow up. So you can
Mm-hmm.
call to schedule her at 513-400-4917. Any particular time?
See, when they call me, I'll send them out my Calendly schedule, and then they can choose their own time. I have all my hours and the days, and they can just tap it, and it will send me the time that they want, and it'll send them the appointment time to them. And then if they decide to set up an appointment, actual appointment, then I'll send my link tree, and that'll be able to and the invoice, and that way they'll be able to pay for the pack for it at that time. And my single sessions right now are 125 an hour.
Okay, so they're 125 an hour, so they can get up
Mm-hmm.
with you and they can do that, and then they know. Okay,
Yep,
all
and
right.
they can try it like that. And if they want to have a package instead of paying that 125, I'm going to create a package and do like a bundle, like maybe a 3 sessions for something. So I'm going to find a really good price because I want to do that as a labor of love for people to be able to come and be able to afford to come.
Yeah, and yeah, people, you have to be willing to invest in yourself. Sometimes you have to be
Yes,
to invest in yourself. It takes investing in yourself. That's
this
what
is
it's all
true.
about.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are on social media and you are Joy's friend, you can reach out to her and just let her know you heard her here on Storytime, or that you've
Mm-hmm.
seen her and that you're interested, and she can get back to you. And I'm sure you have a confidentiality thing where they don't have
All
to,
of that.
if they see you, you don't have to worry about your business being out there. She's
Yes.
professional, and you've been doing this now. How many years have you been doing life coaching now?
I've been doing it officially certified. I am certified. Like I said, I graduated in June for it, but I was doing it all through school because we do it, and I got my certification. And I'm actually gaining hours so I can actually gain my credentials. So I'm doing that also, and I have agreements and everything that I will send you through your email. Everything is confidential. Everything has my bio, has everything. It tells you what coaching is and what coaching is not. Everything is confidential and professional.
Okay, so as we begin to wrap up, I just want to help you to educate people to understand any pointers they need to look for, like red flags of, like you said, what's not coaching. Like if they go to somebody, if there's some things that they do, it's like, you know what, that's not coaching. Like get away from
Hmm.
that person.
Yes.
They're not trying to coach you.
Yep.
You know,
If
what
you
would
go,
you say is a red flag if somebody's
mhm.
going to a coach?
If you go to a coach and you don't feel like you have their undivided attention, or you feel like, or if they make you feel anxious because you can tell they feel like they're rushing you, or they feel like, or you can tell if they don't really seem like they're in tune to what they're doing. And also, if you have a coach and she's giving you advice and telling you, well, if I were you, I would do this and this and that. That's not what we do. We don't give any advice. We don't. We just make our questions. We make our questions so that when you answer, it kind of tells you what you need to do. You're in control. But if someone's giving you advice, that's not coaching. That's therapy, or
Mm.
consulting, or mentoring. That's not what we do. We just ask the questions to draw out what's already inside of you that you don't even know is there, and then the answers come from you. And then that way you're hearing yourself saying it, which tells you like, okay, I said it. Now I got to live up to it and do this. That's what a coach does, and they support you, and they don't judge you. Like we have people that come that have different genders. We have all of those things. You can't have someone we have intersectionality. You can't have people judge you because of their whatever your gender or sexual connotation is. And if someone tells you that they're not good in certain areas, then we would, a lot of times what we do is refer you to someone who we know is good in that area, that in that niche that you need.
And on Instagram, your IG user, is it Joyful Connections
Yes,
Coach?
Joyful Connections Life Coaching.
Oh, it's Joyful Connections.
Joyful Connections Life Coaching.
Connection with an S or no S?
No, not Connections. Well, it's yeah, Connections, and it's got 2 L's in it. Joyful, 2 L's, like to be full.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why I did it like that. So it's full instead of 1 L. Like full, there's full, and there's like full with the 2 L's. That means like to be filled. That's why I did it like that.
Okay, I just wanted to
Hmm.
be able to put it on the
Hmm.
screen for the people to see it
Hmm.
and understand what it is. So does it look like that? Joyful Connections Life Coaching
That
on
is it.
Facebook. Okay. So there you
Hmm.
have it. You see it on the screen. If you want to follow her on Instagram, if you like to follow her on Facebook, follow her on those two places. Put in her name, Alicia Joy
Mm-hmm.
Harris, on Facebook and on Instagram
Mm-hmm.
at Joyful Connections
Sure.
Life Coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you put two L's. I like that. You want them to get full. You
Full.
don't
Yeah,
want
that's right.
them to
Yep.
get full. So
Yep.
she's not gonna let you leave her empty. When
You
you
will be
go to her,
full.
you're gonna come back feeling fulfilled. So that's a beautiful thing, you know.
Yes.
And so you can either reach out to her on those ways, or you can just call to
You'll
schedule
call me.
your
Mm-hmm.
free discovery call. Call to
Yes.
schedule your free discovery call at 513-400-4917. So
Yeah.
you have your options. You can't say that you didn't see it. You can go back and replay it. If you don't see it, push the button, forward
Mm-hmm.
the line, and play it again. But it's
Yes.
right there for you. And
Mm-hmm.
anything that you aim to do, what is it that makes you different from every other life coach out there, Joy? If they call you, what is going to make you stand out? What is something that is your mission to do to make you different from all the rest of the life coaches out there?
They're going to not that other coaches aren't, but they're going to, I know I can speak for me. They're going to receive a coach that is so invested in what she does. It is what I was called to do. I'm all about us waking up champions, and I just want to help you get to your championship, win the championship, because that's what I'm doing also. I'm on the same journey as everyone else, and I'm just helping the people along the way. You'll get someone who is so easy to talk to. Everything is confidential. You'll feel nurtured, you'll feel supported, and when you leave one appointment, you're going to feel like a pressure valve was released. And
Wow.
just from that, yeah, it never fails. It's like, and sometimes when I'm done, I even feel tearful because I see the joy return. I see smiles return. I see their color even looks. They look like relieved, like they can breathe. And it's some. And then I get feedback later. They call me and say, I've had such a great doors have been opening since I've saw you just that one time. So it's a really healing journey. I'm not a healer, but I'm a catalyst and I'm a vessel that God helps me to heal people through just from my words and just from my spirit. And I like to try to just everything I have, I pour it into my clients because I want them to just thrive and succeed
And
and be.
that's why I said we need to get together, because you're a catalyst for joy and I'm a catalyst for hope. And you got to have a little bit of both.
You got to have it on.
You a catalyst for joy, I'm a catalyst for hope, and you have to have a little bit of both.
Yes.
Remember that, because we need to use that. That's good.
Definitely.
Okay. Well, I want to really thank you for coming by and sharing this information, because people need to know that they don't have to go around feeling depressed. They don't have to go around suppressing everything inside.
No.
They don't have to feel like they don't have nobody to talk to. That there are some people out here that genuinely care.
Really care.
Genuinely, that is not just about a dollar bill. That they really want to see them win. That you really want to see them, feel better, feel good about themselves. So I thank you for doing that, because people need to understand that. And a lot of times we meet people every day, but story time was created for you to get a feel for individuals, for you to see their true colors, for you to understand their true mission and what they want to do. Because a lot of times you can't get that just passing through, So that's what that's all about. So, Joy, I want to ask you, as we get ready to come to a close, do you have any closing comments that you want to tell the people? And that can include, like I said, any of those specials. You did talk about the specials, but any closing comments that I didn't ask you about that you'd like to tell the people?
I want to convey that, it don't matter where you are. You can be in the UK. I have clients that's in the UK. Wherever you are, I can connect with you via any video thing. We can do it through Instagram, through the video phones, through Facebook, Zoom, Google Meet, Duo. I can meet you anywhere. And that's why I'm a virtual coach. You don't have to be in Cincinnati with me. You can be wherever you are, and we can do it. And some people don't want to be on camera, and they just want to do it over the phone. We can do that too. I do that also. It doesn't matter. I just want us to connect. And I want you to get you on your healing journey so that way you can figure the rest out on the way. I'm just going to be like in your pocket to help you, guide you, to get there. But I really do want to see you thrive. I want everyone to just, everything that all the goals you have set for yourself, I want you to reach those. And I would love to help you do anything that you need to do. That's what I love. I wake up in the morning and that is my why. I love to do what I'm doing. And I'm totally walking in my gift. And every morning I pray over my gift too. I'm on a prayer line every morning. because it's not just for me. This is a gift that God gave me. So I don't take it as anything that I do. I'm just a vessel. And I just use the gift he gave me to help this world be a better place. I just want to leave my mark here, knowing that I did that. So I'm
Wow.
just here for all of you.
So see, there you have it. Someone who wakes up every morning with intention on helping her clients,
Mm-hmm.
looking forward to pouring into you. If
Mm-hmm. I
you
love
need
it.
someone to pour into you, the
Mm-hmm.
number's on the screen.
Yep.
513-400-4917. Or
Yes.
just go ahead and reach out to her on Facebook at Alicia Joy Harris
Yes.
or IG at Joyful with two L's
Joyful
Connection
connections.
Life
Mm-hmm.
Coaching.
Yes.
Make sure you put an S on that connections. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
Joy, I want to thank you so much for coming out here and for
So what?
just sharing what you do. And one day, do you hope to have a brick and mortar location, or do you plan to stay virtual?
I'm gonna say virtual, and I want to be a speaker. I've been doing lots of different speaking engagements. There's a lot. I want to create journals and books and things. I got a lot of things I'm gonna do. I'll wait. This is my second half of life, and I'm gonna be 55 next week on next
Oh, yeah, happy early birthday.
thank you,
Yes.
on the
Fellow
24th. And
Aquarian, fellow Aquarian.
yes, yes. And I just want to I'm just going to go. I've been held back for so long being in the background. And now I'm in the forefront and I'm going full speed ahead and I'm going to go after everything that I can. And I'm going to make a mark on this world and I'm going to make myself proud to know that I can do it also. And I'm
So
going to
listen,
do it one person at a time.
I have a saying for that. It's all gas, no brakes.
That's right.
All gas, no brakes.
No breaks.
So, ladies and gentlemen, my nose is itching. That's why you keep seeing me do this. So you ever have what that mean when your nose itch? Like I know they say something when your hand itches money, but what does it mean when your nose
I
itch?
don't know.
Your nose is just itching me, y'all.
This weather's changing
I
so
gotta look
much.
that up and see what that means because my nose don't usually itch. So I'm like, what is that? You
Yes.
know, I
I
want to
thank
thank
you.
you so much. I want to say happy early birthday to you.
Thank
Any
you.
plans for your birthday?
You know what? I my best friend and I from Toledo, we both our birthdays are in January. So since I moved, we're doing a virtual birthday. We're gonna have Saturday.
Oh,
She scheduled me some spa things here. She's gonna pay for it because she says it's my 55th birthday. And then so I'm gonna be having a spa experience and she's gonna do it. We're gonna kind of just do
okay.
that. And then we're
Oh,
gonna have dinner. We're gonna get dressed and have a virtual dinner, her and I, on Saturday. And I've mailed her gifts already and she's got gifts. So we're gonna open gifts. We're just gonna do that. And I went to lunch today. My brother came from Dayton and took me for a really nice lunch. And I'm being celebrated all the time. It's like so I got a lot of things going on, people, things I don't even know about, but I know some things are in the
wow.
works.
So
Yeah,
family showing love, friends showing love.
all the
People, we
time.
have to show love to one another.
All
This
the
is so
time.
important. We must love on one another each and every day.
Yes.
Life is just so precious. I'm
Yes.
seeing people lose individuals so much, so we can't take it for
Hmm.
granted, guys. And don't
Yes.
wait for birthdays. Don't wait for birthdays. Love on one another every day. We
Everyday
need
intentional.
you to do that, And just
Yes.
remember, we're here also to help you share any story that you have. If you have a story, contact me. I am here for you so we can make sure we get it out. You can reach me on different social media platforms. You see it on the screen, APW Shout Crystal at YouTube. Facebook is Crystal Bodie Smith. On IG is Shout Crystal. All right. And once again, reaching out to Joy, and you've seen her information.
I'm
Joy, I want
here.
to thank you so much. I thank you so much.
Thank
God
you.
bless you. I
Thank you
appreciate
too.
you. Look forward to doing more with you and
I
just
can't
helping
wait.
people. We got to come together and help some folks. You know what I'm
I
saying?
want some help people.
And
Yes.
so let's make it happen. In the
Mhm.
meantime, you have yourself a good evening.
You
And ladies
too.
and gentlemen, when you come back and when you shout out Joy or you reach out to me, let us know how it was. Let us know how that experience was. Tell
Hmm.
somebody. Share the good news. People are so quick to tell the negative. Well, talk
Hmm.
about the positive experiences too.
Hmm.
Share the positive experiences. Like,
Yep.
that's what we have to do more of. All right. But in
If
the meantime, I want to thank you for coming to Storytime. I'll be back tomorrow night. This week, I got a triple header. Not one, not two, but 3 days in a row because
wow.
I had to do a makeup show from Sunday. So you're going to see 3 days in a row. I will, if you catch it on YouTube, you'll see it. But if not, it's pre-recorded, so it'll be aired on other platforms. So stay tuned. We got something for you. Remember, the mission is to stir up, to give, instill hope, and save life. I'm Crystal Bodie Smith. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Subscribe today. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend at APW South Crystal. Joy, I will make sure I send this to you so you can tag it on your page as well.
Please.
You have an amazing evening.
You too. Thank you,
I'll
everyone.
look forward to seeing you in these IG, YouTube,
Yes.
Facebook,
Everywhere.
all the things on the internet.
Yes.
All right.
Thank everyone for listening. I appreciate you. And if nobody told you today they love you, I do love you. And I just want nothing but great, wonderful things. This is going to be an outstanding year. Even if we have trials, we're going to even get through those. And if you guys need me or just want to call and say hello, or if you just want to, whatever, you're free. I'm pretty open, and I'm a light sleeper too. So just let me know what you need, and I will do everything I can to help you. Everything
There
I
you
can.
have it. Give her a call. 513-400-4917. Have an amazing evening. Thank you so much, Joy. Good night. See you
Good night.
next time on Story Time, and call us for your episode. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.